Welcome, this is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we've got this for a pattern. This is going to be a fun one. It's 16 strings, well, 8 if you count how many are going up into the Kumi. So I'm going to copy the pattern, bring it over here to my little template. By the way, this is pattern number 1508 over on friendshipbracelets.net. So, okay, first thing I need to do is I need to rotate it. And I need to make it bigger because it is super tiny. And I'm going to put it right there because this is how I want to line up the middle. So there we have it scaled. And I'm going to put it onto a new layer. And that way we can move it around if necessary. So I don't think I'm going to go try doing the pattern like again and again. I am going to have this as the center and then one of these, and then we can work out what to do afterwards. So, so the very center thing is the blue, and the outside of it is the darker color. In this case, we're going to go with the darker color is going to be purple. And come out like this. And then it's got these, which is interesting to say the least. I'm not even sure what it was that drew me to this pattern. It just seemed kind of cool. So the dark one goes to here, and then the light one comes off the edge like that. Okay. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't go all the way up to our halfway point or anything cool like that. This one. Okay, so that one also goes almost to the edge, but not quite. And comes out and goes, well, all the way to the other edge. So starting this off is actually turning out to be a lot easier than some of the other things we've been doing here lately. If for no other reason, just figuring out where the whole spiral thing went kind of made that kind of nice and easy. Okay, so this goes off to the edge, and then it comes actually to the center, which that's kind of neat. And then this one, does it come to, yeah, it comes down again, almost to the edge, but not quite. Comes to this, there is that thing there. Wait, something is wrong. Oh, no, it's not. It's the little half thing again. It's just 3 over here in the corner. Okay. Got a little bit confused on that one. And that's the second little spiral thing there. Oh, so I guess I was afraid at first that because it didn't do this part here or whatever, that it wasn't symmetrical, but it actually is. This halfway point is the same as this halfway point. Got it. That makes a little bit more sense now. And then that is kind of a balance, right? Over here, the light is the outer, and here the light is the inner part. So that's kind of cool. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and close that all the way to the end. Right, because the blue is sort of the thing that's in here? No, it's not really, is it? We could do something with the white instead. You know, just because we've been kind of doing it a lot, I am very tempted in doing this. Just because, one, it kind of fits this week's whole theme. Whoops, something's way off. Oh, I went too far in here. There. Kind of fits this week's theme. And there's not a lot of space. If I could get like an extra spiral or something in there, that would have been neat. But yeah, there's not a lot of space up there at all. So based on this is how this is going. Seriously, all I really need to solve for is one color, and then I can just fill in the whole rest. So we can save all kinds of time. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder in the background, but it is absolutely fierce outside right now. So that's kind of a thing. Whoops. I was trying to slide this over, instead painted a bunch of things. All right. So that's going to go like that. We know that there is going to be 4 dark ones and 4 light ones. And I can pretty much predict that it's going to be in every other one kind of thing up here. But I'm going to just make sure and double check my work and make sure we're not having mistakes. Yeah, and then this one is what comes down to here. And because there's spirals and it's not symmetrical from side to side is why I have to do both of these sides. And then, yep, look at this. This one can come across. So a lot of this looks as if we don't have to use any of the zigzagging knots, despite the hole having the arrowhead up here. So that's cool. This might actually turn into an easy bracelet. We'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that's the way it looks. Everything is kind of straightforward. You just have to follow a pattern. I mean, it's not the first thing a beginner would want to do, but somebody who got pretty good at doing some chevrons and maybe some dovetails, that kind of stuff, I could see them kind of working on this. Not bad. And after the week we've had here, with all of the ones that were like super crazy, it'll be kind of nice to have something kind of less crazy. Whoops. You see that we hit the black line instead of the middle part there. So I asked my wife for 2 contrasting colors to make this in. Now I haven't picked out the string or anything yet. But she said, you know, you haven't done anything in pink and purple for a while. And I was like, that's true. I haven't. So this is going to be a pink and purple bracelet. keep hitting kind of off to the side a bit. I don't know. It's like my targeting thing is just a little bit off today. Could be a lack of coffee. I need more coffee. Maybe, I don't know. We are almost done with coloring this in. So each one of these things that I'm coloring in, if you're new here, seeing as how this is an easier one, each one of these represents the string that's going under the knot. The bigger square represents the knot itself. So this kind of tells you what's going on the bits that you don't see when you're making your bracelet, which can be really, really enlightening, especially when you're doing something super complicated with lots of colors and you're not sure how a color got from one side to the other side, or things get a little bit crazy. And it allows us to be able to figure out what we can make and what simply just won't work. And as you can see, as we follow this along, there is a purple string going through to everywhere we had a purple knot, which basically says that this whole concept that we've created is viable. And that's the important part. Because the whole centering, all the other things about this, none of that matters if the pattern's not viable. It doesn't. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So quick check to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I'm going to color in everything else in mass. So yeah, that looks right. Okay, so now we don't need our pattern any longer. We have one, and we just need a color for this. That was weird. I had a pink down here. I guess when I chose the purple, the pink went away. There we go. So, okay, so how we do this is select by color, which allows us to select this color. Then we go back to the paint tool and we hit fill whole selection, and we just paint anywhere in there, and whoa, that's very bright. And then if I just hit Control A, it takes it off of the whole blinky part, the selected thing. And there is, well, half of our pattern, right? And it did change the colors down here, which, you know, like sort of makes sense. They were that color after all. So now all we need to do is take this top half, select it, copy, paste it, go to our flip tool, flip it vertically, and then shift that down here. And then line it up, anchor it, and there we go. Wow, that's pretty cool. Actually, let me just I'm gonna move this guideline out of here so we can see it just a tad bit better. Look at that. There we go, guys. That's pretty neat, actually. I think the little thing here kind of complements the little things that are going on up there. And that's very, very cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This has been a fun one. Thank you to my Patreon and my YouTube members who help support the channel, make this stuff possible, help have it, you know, thread here for me, well, string, for me to be able to make this stuff. So, yeah, I really can't do all of this without the support. So I really do appreciate that, guys. And yeah, it is a Friday, so that means tomorrow is a live stream where we are working on the bag, and that should be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see you there. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.